Hello and welcome to the Health in the Real World podcast live today. It's a solo podcast today, so I'll be broadcasting live. I have 25 questions here, so let's see how many of these we get through. Now, my goal with any kind of fitness endeavor is to make sure that you have the knowledge that you need to be successful. So I don't want to just take you through the workouts, although that is one part of the program, but it's also answering your questions. So here's are the questions. Let's just get right into it. We're talking weight loss, we're talking metabolism, we're talking exercise, we're talking, let's see, building muscle, what else? Posture. Some good stuff coming on here today. Any that I am within my wheelhouse, I will answer. Any that are outside of that realm, I will pass on that. I know what I know and I will skip what I don't. All right, here we go, guys. How can I lose weight effectively? Ooh, it's a very general, broad answer that somehow keeps coming up. I understand. I get it. In general, you want to focus on two things. You want to focus on quality and quantity of food, right? So, quality of food is usually what I start with because once you have the quality, in general, the quality or the quantity starts to take care of itself. So, what I mean by that is if you focus on salads, for example, most people would be hard pressed to eat a huge salad and not just feel ridiculously full. And then when you break down all the calories that you just consumed from that enormous salad, you realize that you only ate about a couple hundred calories versus let's go to the other end of the spectrum, a whole pizza. Like my 9-year-old daughter can eat a whole pizza, right? And that's like thousands of calories, right? It just doesn't fill you up because it doesn't have the nutrients that your body needs. So, quantity, quality, both of those are obviously interrelated. But again, focus on quality first, getting those good, healthy foods. What is the best diet for weight loss? So, this is getting a little more specific. So, I like a diet that you're going to stick to in general. So, whatever good, healthy diet you can stick to is generally the best. So, think again, vegetables. Start with your raw salads, things like that, your leafy greens, vegetables such as kale and Brussels sprouts, broccoli, things like that. And then start moving into those healthy proteins, your chickens, your fish, your salmon, stuff like that. And then again, my methodology and what I've seen work both with myself and with clients is that if you eat so much of the good stuff, you're not going to want any of that bad stuff, or you're going to minimize, right? If you're full on salmon and sweet potatoes, which is my favorite dish, you're not going to be craving that Snickers bar as much as maybe you normally would have. And of course, drinking enough water. How can I boost my metabolism? Work out hard. So 2, 3 days a week, work out very hard. You know what? I'm going to start going a little faster through these because there's a lot. What are some healthy meal prep ideas? Man, I wish I knew. Meal prep, I've been historically really bad at, but I think that's just because I find it very boring. Just get a grid. You have your Monday through whatever, Friday on one grid, and then you have your different meals on the other. So if you do 5 meals a day and you have 5 days, then that's 25 meals. Gets a little boring, but it works. It definitely works. What are the benefits of regular exercise? Whew, how much time do you have? Your metabolism goes up, like I was just talking about, muscle tone, better balance, better structure, overall core stability, less pain. Um, man, there are so many, which is why I've devoted my life to it. It clears your head, better cognitive function. What's the ideal workout routine for beginners? Well, that's a good question because I think it's my program. I think for beginners, the program that I do, Health in the Real World, is the best for beginners, whether you are injured or not, because every single exercise, whatever exercise you've ever seen in your whole life, there is a level one or a beginner version. And that's what I always am aware of when I present it to my clients as we're going through the classes. How can I stay motivated to exercise regularly? Sorry, this is going to be another plug. Come to my classes. This is literally the reason why I designed it, is because it creates a cadence, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's consistent. And actually, it wasn't until I started working out in my own classes that I took my fitness to that next level. What's the importance of stretching before and after workouts? Muscles can only do two things, basically, right? they can engage and they can release. So if you're engaging, and everything's getting tighter, you need some relaxation. You need to teach the muscles that they can do the opposite as well. All right, next up, what's the best exercise for building muscles? What are the best exercises for building muscle? There's a couple ways you can think about this. You can break it up into individual muscles. So you got shoulders, biceps, triceps, chest, back, glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, right? You can break it up into muscles like that. And maybe do that once or twice a week and put that hat on. And then the other days, you can put the other hat on where you're doing like a push pull. So like a push is like an overhead press or a bench press. A pull is like a row or a lat pull down or pull up or something like that. And then with the lower body, keep it simple: squats, deadlifts, and they don't have to be heavy. You don't have to go heavy squat, heavy deadlift. You'll get heavy eventually when you're ready, but don't rush it. Don't rush it. All right. Where are we on these questions here? First off, thanks for joining me. And if you have a question about fitness, usually they are quick answers. And really, the reason why a lot of people are not fit is not that fitness is so complicated. It is that people just don't do it every day. So consistency is number one. Consistency trumps intensity any day of the week. Okay, how can I improve my posture? This is definitely in my wheelhouse. You got to start with the level one. So the level one exercises of any posture exercise are lying on your back, letting the floor open up your shoulders and your posture. So try this after a long day. Just lie on the floor with your legs up over a chair. It's as easy as that. Once you get better at that, once your back starts to open up and it doesn't start to feel so tight, you can use a wall. You can stand at a wall and do all these, shoulder exercises. The foundation, though, of posture is your hips and specifically your glutes and your hip flexors. So getting those strong, posture, hip stability always is the first thing in our classes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What are ways to reduce stress and anxiety? I don't know, sleep and breathe. That's honestly a little bit. I could tell you the answer, but I'm not like the guru expert at that. How much sleep do I need for optimal health? Depends on you, depends on your activity, your age, how overweight or underweight you are. A lot of different things. I mean, what do they say in general? Like adults, 6 to 8, maybe 9 hours. I think I need a little bit more than the normal person, the average bear, but try it out. I'm a fan of experimentation. A blog article, or I am not going to tell you the number one right answer. You have to experiment with yourself. What's the impact of nutrition on skin health? Well, again, I'm not the expert, but I'll tell you a story. I was juicing carrot. I was doing carrot juice for a week. I was juicing a gallon of carrot juice, and I got two comments from two separate people that I hadn't seen in a while, and both of them said, "What are you doing? Your skin looks amazing." So there's definitely a correlation. Beyond that, I can't give you all the details. Go find a skin expert. How can I improve my cardiovascular fitness? There's a lot of details, but I would say on a very practical level, improving your cardiovascular fitness, whatever you're doing now, do a little bit more. That's it. So if you're doing nothing, just go walk around the block. But here's the thing, I talked about consistency. You have to do that every day and do it for a week or two. Once you've done that for a week or two, walk around 2 blocks. You've done that for a week or two, walk a quarter mile. There are a lot of marathon training programs that specialize in getting beginners into a 26.2-mile race, a marathon. And that's what they do. They go one step at a time. That's what I would do. Anytime you do a workout, whether it's weights, cardio, anything, you want to think of tomorrow. I don't want to be so dead and sore from today's workout that I can't do something tomorrow. That's the key. Because you see people at the gym who are going way too hard because they've gone 3-4 years without exercising and they have a wedding coming up and they want to make up for lost time. That's not how it works. You can only lose so much weight at a time. You can only gain so much muscle at a time. So we want to fix our mindsets first. We want to think, I need to be in this for the long term. And we're thinking months, quarters, and years as opposed to days and weeks. So you need to have gas in the tank. You can't be so sore that you can't work out for days. Um, what are the benefits of mindfulness meditation? Some benefits that I need more of as well. But another story here. I would again say I'm not like the definitive mindfulness meditation expert, but I have experience with this as well. And I read the book Atomic Habits. And so since then, I started doing 1 minute meditations every day. You'd be surprised how much a 1 minute meditation can completely change the trajectory of your day. How can I manage my time to include fitness in my schedule? Do it first. Do it right when you wake up. I think that's the best thing to do. So wake up even 15 minutes earlier and just do something. Again, do your walk around the block. That is a very good way to do it because you're prioritizing. Whatever you do first becomes a priority, right? What do you do at the end of the day? You sit, you watch TV, you might have a beer, glass of wine, whatever. That's not your priority, right? You're doing that's like your default. That's like, ugh, I'm done. Huh. What do you do at the beginning of the day? That's what makes your whole day. So do it first. Um, what are some natural remedies for common illnesses? I don't know, ginger. Not the expert there. Try Ayurvedic medicine or like a naturopathic doctor. How do I maintain a balanced diet while dining out? This is a great question because this happens frequently, right? So think in terms of your macros, so your protein, fat, carbs, and greens. Greens is not a macro because it's just a separate category that's so important that I like to put it. Protein, fat, carbs, greens. Order something that's a good healthy protein, like a fish or a chicken. Make sure there are some vegetables included in it, and carbs are optional, but carbs are also in the vegetables as well. So that's the general thing I would do. Just make sure it's light. I would always say put the sauce on the side. Then you can still do the sauce, right? Still get the flavor, but you can dip it, right? As opposed to having them decide how much sauce to put on you. That's going to add a lot of extra calories for really no reason. How can I reduce my sugar intake? By not putting it in your body. That's the easy way. Just minimize it little by little. And I would say take baby steps as well, right? Don't start 100% and go cold turkey. I would say go little by little. What are the potential risks of popular diets? It's a good question. We could probably do a whole episode on just that. Some that pop into my head, keto diet. The keto diet was designed for like a rapid, like almost a medical treatment to just eliminate sugar and carbs. Your body runs on carbs though, so I would say keto and fasting, that type of stuff. There's definite benefits in those, but just be careful. And I would say have somebody supervise you. This is why I say just moderation. Don't necessarily completely eliminate food groups, even Snickers bars. Like if you want a Snickers bar, have a bite, one of those little baby ones. Anything that is constricting on your brain power, like I have to eat this, it's going to be temporary. If it becomes a part of you, that's what you want. That's your end goal. So I'd say that's the main thing. I mean, again, we can get into details of that. How do I set realistic fitness goals? This is a good one. I mentioned Atomic Habits earlier, and this is something I'm playing around with. Rather than setting fitness goals, set directionalities and set habits that are going to lead you in certain directions. So instead of setting a goal like I want to lose 10 pounds, maybe set a goal of I want to walk a mile a day every day, right? And that's something that you have full control over. You don't necessarily have all the control over how much weight you're going to lose, but set the process goal. Like I'm going to walk a mile a day, or I'm going to lift weights 3 days a week for 30 minutes. And then after 3 months, even 1 month, you're going to get an idea. But after 1, 2, 3 months, you're going to get an idea of how fast your body responds to certain things. And then from there, you can get an idea of, okay, well, I think I have about 10 pounds to lose based on what's been happening. I think it'll take me X number of months, right? That's a little more of a realistic way to go about it as opposed to, I have to lose 10 pounds by the wedding next month. That's just going to set yourself up for a lot of stress. And again, that's not the way the body works anyway. Okay. What's the best way to recover from a workout injury? This is a tough one. I've been through a lot of these. Hurt my back when I was 14, and this is how I actually got into what I'm doing now with the pain-free fitness. It was severe back pain. It was terrible. I was in eighth grade. Okay, so short term, you have all the stuff that the football players do after a game. You know, you got your ice baths, you got your heat to the area, you got anti-inflammatories. If that is, I'm not prescribing anything, but if that's what your doctor says, you may have to do anti-inflammatories, clean up your diet, drink more water, and rest. Stay off of it. And then do any protocols that your doctor or physical therapist recommends. And then next, I would say prevent it from happening in the future. So, one main reason that a lot of people get injured is bad posture, bad form. So, clean up your form. Don't lift so heavy in the gym, lift lighter, go baby steps, don't take such big steps, things like that. So, this is also, we're talking months. This is not going to happen overnight. How can I improve my mental resilience? Ooh, I love that question. Um, this is going to be the last question too today. Mental resilience comes from doing hard things. Workout can be a hard thing, but again, you want to keep it within the realm of like slightly challenging and not debilitating. So once you become the type of person who works out consistently, you're proving that to yourself on a daily, weekly basis that I'm the type of person who does hard workouts, and that creates confidence. And once you get good at those, well, once you get good at wrapping your mind around the fact that you do hard workouts and this is just something you do and someone who you are, then little by little, you'll become a person who knows that he or she has mental resilience, and because you've proven it to yourself over and over again, day after day after day. All right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me today on Health in the Real World solo podcast. If you're interested in training with me, 30-day trial for free, just go to healthintherealworld.com, check it out for 30 days, and I'll have your back. So all these answers, you'll see practically how it works and how you can get in the best shape of your life. All right, thanks so much for joining me again. Take